Coming up on the August edition of Channel 12's Lakeside News. LMCC has some important information to share with Lake area residents about our TV production workshops. We'll feature the City of Loretto in this month's Member City Showcase. Nate Reynolds will recap the first annual Long Lake SummerFest Extravaganza. And do we need a fiber optic network in the Lake Minnetonka area? Tonkaconnect makes a presentation to LMCC member city councils. Lakeside News is next. Hi, I'm Chris Vogt, and welcome to Lakeside News, where you'll find news and events from around the lake area. On today's show, we have some important information to share with LMCC viewers about our TV production workshops. But up first, here's a preview of LMCC's top-rated program. Coming up on Precious Pets. Hey, aren't they cute? Uh-oh, everyone's favorite pooch, Corporal Cuddles, isn't wagging his tail on tonight's episode.
We interrupt this program to bring you this important message.
The Lake Minnetonka Communications Commission, located in Spring Park, Minnesota, offers free television production classes. You heard it right. Free, free, free. All you need to do is sign up and show up to receive your special TV training. That's right, folks. That's it.
Wow, that sure looks easy.
Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help bring your idea to the big screen. Well, that is if you have a big screen.
Why, thank you. We are very friendly and knowledgeable.
You'll learn the secrets of how a television studio works.
If you can't see video, try taking off the lens cap.
Wow! Thanks, LMCC.
From studio lighting and nonlinear editing to on-location shooting, we'll guide you down the path you need to succeed. Just call us at 952-471-7125 or go to our website at www.lmcc-tv.org to get started today. Hurry in, folks. An opportunity this good won't last forever.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
You are watching the LMCC, the Lake Minnetonka Communications Commission's community television channels. The LMCC is starting negotiations with our cable television service provider, Mediacom, regarding renewal terms for the existing 15-year cable television franchise for our area. We are interested in hearing your comments regarding Mediacom's current service and possible future service suggestions. You may communicate with us via our email address, franchise@lmcc-tv.org, via postal mail to Franchise Renewal, Lake Minnetonka Communications Commission, P.O. Box 385, Spring Park, Minnesota, 55384-0385. Or you may call and leave us a voicemail message at 952-279-2404.
Welcome back. Well, it's time for another edition of the Member City Showcase. In these segments, we'll provide you with some historical perspective on the city, find out what's going on currently, and who to contact for a variety of city-related issues. This month's Member City Showcase is on the City of Loretto.
Hello, I'm Cindy Grinnell Spalding, Vice President of 21st Century Bank in Loretto. I'm also a lifetime resident of Loretto. The original source of the name Loretto is a small town in Italy, which is noted as a shrine of pilgrimage. Loretto originally was a Sioux Line village and founded in 1886, settled by the German and Dutch immigrants. Some of the early businesses in Loretto included Cook's Meat Market, Van Buzicum's General Store, the Dutch Mill Dairy, and the State Bank of Loretto. The General Store is now an apartment building, and the old State Bank of Loretto building, built in 1910, now houses a landscaping business. Saints Peter and Paul Church was built in 1903 and is still in use with its former convent, which now serves as the parish office. The Saints Peter and Paul Church community was founded in 1867. It has operated a few schools since it was established. The concept of the school has changed or expanded to reflect the needs of the society. The city was incorporated in 1940. The first mayor was Albert Van Busekum. The Loretto Volunteer Fire Department Police Chief is Jeff Luer. The Loretto Fire Department started in 1948 and still proudly serves the city and surrounding area. For non-emergency phone calls, you can reach him at 763-479-3036. The City of Loretto contracts with the Medina Police Department. For non-emergency police services, you can call 763-473-9209. Town team baseball started in the 40s and continues to play to this day. The Loretto Lions, established in 1969, is still active in the community. Loretto has a fun family atmosphere and is a place to call home. Come experience Loretto.
Coming up next, Nate Reinitz will recap the first annual Long Lake SummerFest extravaganza. Lakeside News returns in a moment.
I'm Jen Olson, State Senator from Senate District 33, which serves all of the Lake Minnetonka communities within Hennepin County. I always appreciate the opportunity to come and be a part of Capital Update, and also I welcome hearing from many constituents who say they have watched the program. So thank you for the wonderful service that you give to our whole area at Lake Minnetonka Cable Communications.
One of our duties here at the Lake Minnetonka Communications Commission, or LMCC, is to assist members of our community with any cable-related issues. If you're having problems with your cable service, please call us at 952-471-7125.
We are down here at Nelson Lakeside Park. It's a brand new event. We have over 20 retail vendors. We have 11 food vendors on site. We do have a charitable piece to it this year. We have Abby Toma, who is a leukemia survivor, and she's here with a lemonade stand kind of taking donations, which is great. We have bands from 11:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Our headliner this year is Red Dot Garage. At 6:30 we have a water ski show. The Shockwave ski team has come out. Thankfully we have sun. We had a carp fishing contest this morning and grass volleyball and tennis tournaments going on. This is the end of our week. It's Big Bang Saturday. We started with a Tuesday farmers market and worked our way through a motorcycle rally and teen night at our dome, and yesterday we had 80 runners at our Twilight 5K. SummerFest is kind of a joint effort between the Long Lake Area Chamber and Chris and I. So, you know, our board really helped. Buckhorn Days was a big piece of the Long Lake history, and it was tied with Corn Days, which is a St. George benefit. And so this is a way to really celebrate our community, and with the bypass, draw more business into Long Lake and show what we're all about. And so moving forward, we are just looking to keep the event growing and going strong like it has been. The community support has really been outstanding. Thanks so much. Thanks for all the hard work for the volunteers and everybody. We staffed it, and we actually funded it and staffed it without much effort because everybody was so excited. So thanks to everybody involved.
Coming up after the break, do we need a fiber optic network in the Lake Minnetonka area? Tonkaconnect makes a presentation to LMCC member cities. Lakeside News returns in a moment.
It's your community, it's your airport. Being aware and vigilant is the best defense against the ongoing threat of terrorism. As users of the airport, you are our eyes and ears. If you see anything suspicious at or near MSP International Airport, report it to the airport police.
The very real and deliberate threat that this nation faces is not confined to the airport. If you see suspicious activity anywhere in the community, report it to your local police department. You are an important part of keeping our communities safe.
Keep an eye out and keep our airport safe.
Be aware, be vigilant, and be safe.
I'm Dick Woodruff. I'm chair of the Lake Minnetonka Communications Commission, Tonkaconnect Fiber to the Home Work Group. Today I'd like to give you some important and timely information about the project that the LMCC has been working on for about the last 3 years. We'll give you some basic definitions about broadband and fiber to the home, why the LMCC is involved, the problem that we have, the solution that the LMCC sees. We'll play you some audio and video excerpts from a June 2010 seminar that we had with some experts on the subject giving you some information. And we'll wrap up with a project and schedule and funding information, what we intend to do next, and then a request for your support. Definitions: FTTP, fiber to the premise. That's to the actual end user. So it's fiber optic directly to the home, to the business, to the community education organization, to the library, and so on. FTTH, really a subset of FTTP, it's fiber to the home. So it's really to the end residential user. We're talking about both at Tonkaconnect, FTTP and FTTH. Broadband, well, there's lots of definitions out there. The FCC, though, have recently adopted a new one, 4 megabits per second download speed, that's data coming to you, and 1 megabit per second upload speed, data you'd be sending to someone else. Today, many providers, especially DSL, are doing 1.5 megabits download and something like 500 kilobits or half a megabit up. High-speed broadband, one of my favorites. An absolutely meaningless marketing phrase. If you hear that, read the fine print, listen carefully. There's something that's being obfuscated. Unserved. Very important term, unserved. That means you can't get broadband. It's just simply not available in your area, to your home, to your business. We have those. Underserved, available service, but not everywhere. Or it's available, but it's only limited speeds. So what's the problem? The problem is underserved and unserved locations in the LMCC coverage area. Incumbents won't meet the needs that we have today and the needs certainly that are coming in the future. So they just simply won't build out. The capability's not available and it won't be available. Emerging applications demanding ever-increasing speeds. Things that were available a year ago are really slow compared to things that are coming online today and that are planned for next year and the year after next. So the need for speed is increasing. The physical plants of the incumbents, the existing providers, just simply can't keep up. Old incumbent technologies can't meet new needs. So incumbents are using, by and large, they're using copper. It's copper to the home. Copper has inherent limitations that cannot be bridged. Fiber has no limitations, and high speed is guaranteed for a long, long time. Questionable reliability. We've all had experiences with that. Fiber is a very reliable technology, and being new, it's even more reliable. Poor customer service and lack of sensitivity to local needs. Some of us experience that too. This organization that Tonkaconnect is talking about having will have local customer service, sensitive to what your needs are, our community needs, not to the needs of a nation or a region. Lack of competitive choice and high prices. We've all experienced that too. Bills keep going up, service doesn't improve, content doesn't improve, but we keep getting higher bills. It's been proven that when another network gets installed, competitive pricing occurs. Prices go down, customers experience savings. So why is the LMCC involved? Well, to start with, the Joint Powers Agreement that the LMCC exists under authorizes the LMCC to provide communications consulting services to its member cities. So it's a core function of the LMCC to do what's being done right now. The need is regional, and the solution needs to be regional too. So what do I mean by that? Well, one city in the LMCC area is not going to be able to make this happen, but all the cities together, or a good number of the cities together, will have enough weight to make it happen. Private entities aren't interested in or motivated to make it happen. They're dealing with paying for existing physical plant. They want to maximize their profit, not maximize the usability to the end user. So different motives. They have a business model that's not the same as the business model that Tonkaconnect would have. Other governmental entities are not acting or disinterested. The state's got a broadband plan, but no implementation language with it. Hennepin County's not doing anything. Some of the other counties around Hennepin County are, but Hennepin County isn't doing anything. Other entities, such as local city governments and so on, by themselves, can't make this happen. The government, the LMCC and its member cities, should and can act when others won't. So what's the solution? Well, it's a publicly owned fiber optic network, ubiquitous, coverage everywhere throughout the Lake Minnetonka Communications coverage area and some neighboring non-member cities around Lake Minnetonka. It's world-class. It's future-proof. The area will be on a par with the fastest areas around the country and around the world. Outstanding community-based customer service, locally operated, locally run, locally managed, sensitive to the local needs. You aren't going to be talking to a customer service rep in the Philippines who has no idea what's going on in Minnesota, or to a business office person in Boston who, again, has no interest in what's happening in one of the local cities here. Paid for by the subscribers, and this is really important, by subscriber revenue, not taxes. So the money that's raised through revenue bonds, through bonding, will be repaid by subscribers. And finally, professionally managed as a business, and as a business is key. This is a business. It needs to be self-supporting so that no tax money is required. So it'll be professionally managed. There'll be people hired who know what they're doing, who do this full-time, and it will be a well-run operation. Now, we'll give you a few excerpts, video and audio excerpts from the June 2010 seminar. By the way, this seminar is available on the net. You can go to lmcc-tv.org and find it on the homepage. You're going to see two people, Jeff O'Neill and Chris Mitchell, both whom were experts. Jeff is the city administrator for the city of Monticello, who already has a network operational, very much like what Tonkaconnect wants to do. And Chris Mitchell, who's with the Institute of Local Self-Reliance, who's a kind of a think tank expert on fiber to the home and fiber to the premise networks.
In order to get the funding that we needed, the revenue bond financing, we had to prepare a business plan, which required an incredible amount of work, surveying the community, reviewing what our costs are, defining really a model for financing and operating the system. And as part of your effort, that will have to be the key component of your work, is to really nail down whether or not this will work for you from a monetary standpoint. So I would suspect that that is going to be an upcoming phase for you, is to really do the objective work. That's what drove our decision making to quite a degree, is just that research. You have such great local programming, and you're so well connected with your communities, that to provide this on your fiber optic system in somewhat exclusive manner really makes you competitive.
It's a lot easier to tell when a company moves into an area and releases a press release saying, hey, we moved here because of this great fiber network we couldn't get anywhere else. But it's much more common for existing businesses to thrive. And they unfortunately don't send out a press release saying, last year we added 2 jobs and we did this because we could lower costs and be more competitive, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of variables involved. Now, I want to take that in a slightly different direction, which is to say that should you convince incumbents and their trade associations that you are serious about doing this, you're going to get phone calls and you're going to get glossy mailers, and you might even get someone on your doorstep telling you about all these cities that have done really poorly and have fallen apart and had to raise their taxes because they've done this network. And in almost all cases, the bit about the taxes is totally untrue. Some of the fastest networks in this country that are available citywide, residential, cheap prices are publicly owned. The best place in the United States to buy broadband is in Lafayette, Louisiana. Less than $30 a month gets you 10 megabits symmetrical. Monticello is incredibly close. I usually say that they're the best in the Midwest, certainly the best in the upper Midwest in terms of both the services that they offer and what they've driven their incumbent to offer as well. If you're looking for broadband anywhere in Minnesota, and that's a major area of your business, you're going to get much better deals in Monticello than you are in any other part of the state right now.
How do we measure our success on this? Well, first off, it's working. We built a fiber optic system that actually works providing these three services, which from a city standpoint, going into it, you know, it's a gamble. We believed we could do it, and with HBC's assistance, we got it done. And now the rest is following. The question relating to the densities and how you can serve the high density areas and maybe not the low density, that's really kind of the business model of the incumbents. They're looking only at what the gain is for their business. They're looking at they're cherry picking the really productive areas. But what you're thinking of is a system provided as a utility to the betterment of your entire community. And you know, this area is interwoven. All the towns and everyone works together, and you're really one community. So it wouldn't make sense to leave someone stranded outside of that network. So that's kind of the mentality that's different than what you're used to seeing with the incumbent providers.
So you've seen some of the problems, what we think the solution are. You've heard from some of the experts. So the project schedule. This year, in the first quarter, ending in March, the LMCC did a customer survey, a market survey. It was paid for by the LMCC. The results of the market survey support going forward with the next step. We did this because we wanted to have a checkpoint to make sure that this really did make sense. So the market survey is positive. What needs to be done next is development of a business plan and a financial model. Plan that for the fourth quarter of 2011. It's going to be authorized at the August LMCC full commission meeting. In 2012, assuming the business plan and the financial model produce positive results, there are additional pieces of work that need to be done, such as establishing an organization and the governance and in detail describing city involvements, developing information needed to get a bond sold, selling the bonds and actually obtaining financing, and finally, possibly starting construction late in 2012. 2013 would be the beginning of the full build-out, and this is probably going to take somewhere between 3 and 4 years, given the geography and the size of the area that we have. Project funding. Market survey, $18,000 in the first quarter of 2011 was paid for by the LMCC. No tax money. In 2011, again, the business plan and financial model would be paid for by the LMCC out of money that's already budgeted. It's budgeted. It's no additional money to be spent in 2011. About $55,000 and no tax dollars. In 2012, the pre-bonding work that I described earlier would be done, costing about $90,000. And again, the budget committee of the LMCC believes that that can be funded with LMCC internal funds. Finally, the build-out and initial operations, those would be revenue bonds, maybe some participation by the cities, but we can't really define what that is until we do the business plan. Investment bankers have told us they need the business plan to be able to define how much involvement, if any, the cities might have. Long-term operation and bond repayment paid for by subscriber revenues. So this is a subscriber-funded operation. The next thing to be done is the City Council and LMCC Commissioner support in August. It's critical for this next step, the business plan and financial model, that we receive approval to go forward this year and towards the end of 2011. Defines the costs and the financing options. It'll define the operating and governance organization and define the role of the cities. It'll answer the questions that you've been asking that we can't answer right now. Please communicate your support to your representative and make sure that they attend the August meeting.
Have you checked out the LMCC website lately? It's been redesigned and we're now online. Check us out at www.lmcc-tv.org. Well, there you have it. News and events happening in and around the lake area. If you have a news story or see something exciting going on, please let us know. We can be reached here at the LMCC at 952-471-7125, via email at lmcc@lmcc-tv.org, or please check us out on the website at www.lmcc-tv.org. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next month on Channel 12's Lakeside News.